And
are we live?
yeah, we're just going live now.
Oh yeah, this is perfect.
Sweet.
Thank you.
It's
Yeah,
still
this is
dry.
fine here.
Thank you.
Is it dry or is it?
It's still dry.
Here, I might put it back here just so it's like.
Sweet. Yeah.
Thank you, Andrew. Yeah, it's on. Oh, I like his face.
Oh my goodness. Hello. Welcome everyone. So there are chairs, and if you want to come join, this is like our next shift of the evening is the auction. So feel free to bring your own chairs over here. And we're gonna start. So very first step, and now we don't have to beg you for survival because we already have the rent has been paid. And
by us.
but
So we covered the
but
last.
still good.
Yeah, no. All I'm saying is we have been promising, and what we wanted to do is reach a point where we can just say, okay, last month everybody keep 100% of your sales. And the only thing is we're gonna have some costs getting out of here. So if it's okay, last week I started proposing like, okay, let's just let everybody keep all of their money. And problematically, we might have a few bills to pay left along the way. Also, now after next week is Christmas. We're having a Christmas dinner, and everybody's welcome. We have always had a Christmas dinner. It started our first. That's okay. I'll just talk about it. It started our first year here. Jess was going to her parents' house, and I decided to come here and hang because it was a Wednesday, and I just decided to put my body in the room on the off chance anybody stopped in, and they didn't know that we weren't going to rumble because it was a Christmas, right? And that's why we're on this 7-year cycle of like we're back to we hit Christmas Day. So here's what happened was I came in at 7 like we normally do, and literally every 3 minutes somebody would walk in, visit for 10, leave, and then 3 minutes later somebody else walked in. Throughout the entire night there was a constant. It was like Mr. Rogers, like somebody knocks on the door, like, hi, let's talk about this, and then they leave and sort of, oh, your timing's impeccable. But no two people showed up at the same time. It was one person alone for Christmas. Throughout the night 12, 15 people came. And I think that year was the first year that I got a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's just my go-to. Like if I'm in trouble, Kentucky.
We've been hitting up Popeyes lately.
Yeah, because that's political. So every year for the last 12 years, we've given away Kentucky Fried Chicken, and sometimes we cook turkeys as well, but we still have the greasy chicken if you need it. And over COVID, we ended up sitting by the front door and giving away bags of lunches, bags of chicken to people that were walking by. And I've always told people, don't come here and don't skip your family to come here for Christmas. We want you to be with your families, but we're here in case you have nowhere to go. And this year's the only year I'm like, ditch your families, come have dinner with us if you'd like. Christmas on the 25th, we're going to have chicken and turkey and all that stuff. It'll be our last evening here as a family. Here, get that. It's Dr.
Oh,
John.
Jesus.
And tell them about the university. We're in the article. Why are you doing that? What? I'll hold it for you. Hello.
Hi.
So, everybody's welcome for Christmas. You don't have to come, but feel free to come. I'm normally trying to shy people away from ditching their families. Ditch your family. We're your real family. This is what matters.
It's the second last.
The week after we shut down Rumble House, we're going to start broadcasting from our studio apartment. And it's called the Isle of Rue. Should you want to join us, you can join us online. You can exhibit your work. And if you sell your work through the Isle of Rue, we're just going to connect you with the buyer. You'll sell directly to them, and you keep 100% of your sale. I'm not selling anything for a while. I sold 2,700 paintings to keep this place open. Haven't kept a penny, and I'm looking to not selling anything for 5 years. I will be giving things away. The Isle of Rue will be every week. We pick a person, place, a thing that's deserving of attention, and we make them a free painting. We do an art lesson, art philosophy. There's puppets. There's skits that we pre-record. So we have this family in space series called The Lost Teru. And then there's another one where we have a character named Kevin who's an Anakin and doesn't speak. And that's some of the most interesting script writing I've ever done because he doesn't speak. So your intention like, oh, what's up, Kevin? I'm handsome today. Thank you. there's no speaking for dead Kevin. You have to interpret what dead Kevin would say within the conversation. So it's really been intriguing writing it, but it's also interesting to think, almost like an Andy Kaufman happening, that no two people will be watching the same skit because each person will be filling in Kevin's philosophy and what he's saying on their own. So there's a number of things. It's kind of like the Muppets meet Bob Ross online, and then you'll be able to pop in with your webcams and you just log in the way people log in here.
Hello.
And you can connect with people and sell your pieces and keep 100% of your sales. That's something we kind of wanted to do for December, but like I said, well, there's two things. One, I suggested it last week and Jess kind of shit. And she went, no, because she wasn't ready to do the paperwork. How are we going to do that? We haven't quite figured out that philosophy. And also, we probably, I meant to have 6 Rumbles in 2012. And I told everybody we're going to be open for 3 months, but it was a lie because I needed to be open for 2 months. And then I was going to shut down and spend the last month moving out of the space while I was teaching. So I just didn't think anybody would show up if they thought there was just 6. So I did it for the 6 weeks. I had the place in June. I had to let them know August 27th if I was keeping it for the year. I had no intention of doing that because it was a $60,000 check that I didn't have in my pocket, right? I had like $500 in the bank. By the 27th of August, with the 1 month less, I had maybe 50 to 100 people counting on me for a dinner per week, right? Like if it wasn't a pack of smokes, it was at least 1 dinner a week. There was too many people. I ended up going back into school a week later saying, look, I accidentally opened an art gallery. I'm not going to be a problem, but I did this thing and I can't work Wednesday nights anymore. And Cam showed up because, well, that was at the end of the next year. So what happens, I signed a year lease in way over my head. And then so I thought we might do 100, right? And we ended up getting 81. The building got gentrified. We reopened here. We're at 603.
Yeah. Yeah. Not bad.
But the funny part is, at the end, okay, so I was losing $200 a day when I started opening Gorilla House, and I kind of had this budget, like, okay, this is how much I'd save some money to go to France. My ex and I were going through a divorce. I asked Oliver, do you want to open an art gallery this summer? Or do you want to go to France? We had a certain money put away, but I blew that. I was actually short on the 3 months rent before I even signed that. So I was $500 short of breaking even because I was $200 a day down for the first week. It was $175 a day down the second week. It was $150 a day down the third week. I was like, well, at this rate, I'll be making money by January. So it so happened that at the end of the first year and a half, when we were gentrified and moved out, Gorilla House broke even at minus $500. The summer we were open for the 6 weeks, we broke even at minus $500. And currently, if things go well this week and next week, Jess and I will break even at minus $500, not counting a few loans we gave Cam into the gallery along the way to keep the place open, but just currently our position right now. So that's the one thing where I kind of blew it, where I said everybody could keep their half. If you need it, please let us know. Like if you're dying and you need your half of the sale, just let us know. You can have it, because we're just trying to recoup a little bit of from September and October and November. Does that make sense? Okay, we're going to start the auction. What did Dr. John want to say?
That he's with it and said, give you a hug.
Did you see the article?
And he, not yet, but he said, is this the last one? And
Oh,
I
okay.
said, second last one. He said, I just wanted to wish you all the best.
And he knows we have all the work up on the wall Dr. John bought from us. So generally, if we're down on rent, my go-to is I pull an all-nighter, paint one of these paintings, and Dr. John, if he liked it, he'd buy it. If he didn't, I just had to redo it. And there was no hand-holding, but he would let me earn the opportunity to keep the gallery open. So I've sold 2,700 paintings over the last 12 years. Haven't kept a penny. Every single penny went into here. Generally, all the people who volunteer cost us a couple $100 a month to work an extra full-time job. It's going to be free to run the Isle of Rue. It's free to sell your work in the Isle of Rue. And we are the worst business people on the planet, but let's start the auction.
Yay, thank you. Okay, so artists set their own minimum bid. And then, yeah, like Rich was saying,
If you need it, let us know.
Yeah,
Because
please
times
just-
are tough.
because we, just let us know and we can,
I know I was forgetting something. We
Yeah,
have sound, I
because
think,
we'll do the auction
just not
and
good.
I usually end up totaling up, like
she
later,
feels like
but
it.
if you do, let us know at the end of the evening.
Is the
So,
sound on?
All right, I'll start.
I can't. That's what I'm just gonna do it just to start. So Glenn was here earlier, and he's coming for Christmas dinner later. So I wanted to show you. He did this beautiful little otter.
Why I oughta?
For the people joining from home, we'll show here, and then we'll show the people in the house as well. But the opening is $20 for this little. It's acrylic on canvas, and it's a little matted piece, so it's ready to put in a frame. So opening is $20. So and yes.
$20.
$20 to Cam. Thank you. And then and you want us to bid from home also. Text 403-629-7424.
That's 403-629-7424.
Say it again.
403-629-7424.
Did everybody share the link? If you could find the link and share it somehow.
That was actually where I started this conversation. It
Oh, they
wasn't
did
about
it
money.
already?
It was not so much about money. It was so much about like we just want to make sure people can see. The more people can see the artwork, the better.
We have 8 people with us online.
Can you say the number again?
That's 403-629-7424. Don't. 403-629-7424.
That just got really awkward real fast.
Call 911.
You want to see awkward?
No.
You too fast.
On the
403-629-7424. It's actually Max Rich.
7424.
I just undid my belt. Half undid my. I gestured. That was really appropriate. And I apologize. I was looking
I
at you.
feel like we're talking.
I forgot everyone else in the
I was
room.
going to get the strap.
Okay,
Yeah.
the next one is by Shelly. This is by Shelly. Opening is $50, and it's lovely. $50 by Shelly.
That looks like a photo.
I know it's very, very lovely. The glistening of the feathers is so lovely. By Shelly. So wonderful.
If you want to do your
So-
belt again, I'll give you.
We're not
Are
gonna
you
make
in the
it.
auction?
We're not gonna make it to 604.
I just forgot where I was.
Yeah.
100%. I forgot I was in a room full of people, and I was trying to be funny, and it wasn't. And it's online, and I have to leave that.
We do our best. Okay. Theo.
Can we show this big one soon too?
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Theo has shown his whole life to us. So Theo is in his 70s, and Theo came in here when he was in his 60s, and we've known Theo for 10 years. He brings in a piece or two every week, and we absolutely took for granted what was happening at first. It did not occur to us for about 6 months. Every week he'd bring in pieces. They had different dates, sometimes when I was born, sometimes when Jess was born, sometimes
When Felix was born.
Felix was born, sometimes long before I was born. He has meticulously stored and arranged and organized his work since he was a young man. He's got his lifetime body of work. Most of them are framed, and he's brought in pieces and donated to our stability every week. And we watched his life unfold before our eyes. And it wasn't until 6 months passed that we realized, wow, we're actually watching Theo's life before our eyes. And it's pretty amazing.
So this one is from June 14th, 2022. It is
There are 11 people with this.
It
People are
is-
sharing.
a diptych.
Diptych.
Diptych. And
I'm not sure why that got so funny, but we used to talk about diptychs and triptychs and nooftychs and
no one ever said
Bruce
no.
Robertson. He did a 9-piece.
Really? That's hilarious.
Would I make up nooftych?
Yes. Hey,
Tick, niftych.
opening is $20 for this lovely piece by Theo, circa 2022.
I like
And
the
this
word
is-
circa.
Framed beautifully. And
There's something nostalgic about it.
little guy, $20. And your name is Dave? Dave.
I'll squish them at $30.
30. Oh. Do I hear 35?
Oh,
35 to Dave.
I'm gonna cry.
It is beautifully framed. It is a lovely.
Oh yeah.
Also, the title is. I can't say that line. What's the
Oh,
last
that's
name?
perfect. It's even better.
$40.
That's
40. You know what? I gotta go straight to my. Just for that, I gotta go to my patent bid.
$69 to
Yes.
Scott.
I didn't even know why that's funny.
$69 to Scott. Do I hear 79 or 70? Okay.
Don't.
Should we do though? Going once, going twice,
Going
three
once, going twice, going 3 times. We used to have a 10-minute lag because we have a friend in Illinois that bids, and time's different around the world. So like, you wouldn't think it would take 10 minutes for a signal to get from here to Illinois, but somewhere in the computer hubs, we're not working on real time, and there is a bit of a lag. So we would often give people from far, far away to a chance to bid on the pieces. So unless somebody from like England texts in to bid, we're going to call that a sale, if that's cool with you.
And so a little bit further back in time, this is also by Theo on illustration board.
Did
Hillsides.
this just get a bid?
That one's bid.
Can we
That's
put it
done.
somewhere safe?
Okay.
Oh.
Hillsides and Funky Skies. Oh, we're gonna show the big one.
Does Theo have a last name or?
Theo Nelson. Theo Nelson. So this one's also opening at 20, Hillsides and Funky Sky. So he works with watercolor inks. I love his mashup of like watercolor technique and like loose beautifulness and the really tight, clean illustration. There we go. So this is also on illustration board. And which is now not a good time then too. You're busy. Okay, good.
How did you guess?
just I had a
You got a hint?
hint.
Yeah.
So Oscar's
Did you
here
hear me
with
yell
us.
earlier? It's because I was just about to set up, and I had these screws in my pocket for the longest time. I was like, I forgot to put my wire on the frame.
It's beautiful. So this is by Oscar, a beautiful photograph framed, Lynn Canyon, Vancouver. And now, what did you say, Oscar?
15.
15, thank you. $15 opening bid. And there's a few really lovely.
Wait, where's my phone?
It's one of them. Like there's Capilano, then there's like Lynn Canyon.
Jesse, where's my phone?
Phone is right here.
Is there ringer on?
Yes, I did.
Can somebody send us some cat photos just so we know the ringer's working?
So people at
I will bid
home.
15.
15.
But what about the cat
Lovely.
photos?
That was like my first ever solo trip.
15.
Yeah.
Sandra. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh, cool. Right on.
I love the lushness of this.
I love going to bed.
So
Keep going
beautiful.
back like
Thank
8,
you.
9
Oh, that's
times.
nice. How much is that?
This is currently at $15 to
Are you
Sandra.
from Vancouver?
No, I like grew up here, but
Oh.
that was like my first ever solo trip.
Oh yeah.
That's really powerful.
I lived in Coquitlam when I was a kid, and my aunt and my
I'll bid
grandpa.
15.
Oh, it's at 15. Should we go 16?
Yeah, 16.
16? Wonderful. 16.
Sorry, I misunderstood.
No, that's okay. Thank you for clarifying too.
My aunt, my
It's
grandpa
currently at $16.
lived across from.
20.
I always thought it was Monday Park, but Monday Park. And Jess and I went there recently, and it's so strange. They had this house. You cross the street. You take 10 feet into the forest, and it's like the Lord of the Rings, like just
Whoa.
Andrew.
3,000-foot trees that are like literally they hold them out so you can drive a car.
lion.
Yeah,
What?
Look, Andrew sent his lion painting and his lion.
Thank
cat.
you.
Yeah.
It did
does
ding.
work.
It dinged perfect.
This is gonna be loud. Wasn't as bad as I thought.
Okay, so here we go. Also by Oscar, $15 opening. Vancouver, BC. I love the color here. Here, both of these.
Are you guys having a nice time tonight?
Oh, I like these.
I am having such a nice time.
Jasper, Alberta, and Vancouver, BC. These are both by Oscar, $15 opening for each.
I was on a lookout by the Lionsgate Bridge.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. What that presents.
Okay.
Yeah. They shut down early.
What's up?
Second
You're just having such a nice time. Like I had.
I used to animate, hand drawn on cells,
Oh.
and I have this just desire in life to keep an eye out for anything that can be backlit.
Whoa.
That's really
So if you put these in a window, or like for instance, just over here we have
nice.
that.
They're in the floating frame.
Yeah, and so had you met this?
Sorry?
Did you mean for this to be something that also functions as like the amount of extra energy that would go into making sure that these can be seen?
Did not think of that.
That's the Bob Ross happy accident.
Yeah.
There is a cute glue
Look how beautiful.
W on this one that will come off, but yeah, it's just a little glue smudge there, but
Oh,
that'll come
yeah.
off. But
Nice. The green.
yeah, everything in the world that I look at, I'm always wondering if you can see through it. The luminosity passing through here. They'd be lovely in a window. They'd be lovely with a lamp. I mean, if you can get little light table and just pop it in there.
Oh yeah.
Sorry, that was
No, that was good. I was just like watching your face.
Now it's gonna sound more.
Sometimes I do all the lights and it doesn't work. I'm like, never mind.
Zach did 15 on Jasper. Thank you, Zach.
Because he lives in Vancouver.
Yeah. So Zach did 15 on Jasper.
Zach came out for my birthday. For our 11-year anniversary, that is on my birthday. And he had a show here with me on July 17th. And Zach has been with us for 12 years. Are you there, Zach? You might call him, I think he would have referred to himself as a bit of a street rat when we met him. And he went from kind of a sort of a fun little guy that used to sneak out and decorate trains and to a young man that spent a lot of time building community in Red Deer, doing kind of youth situations. And now he's in Vancouver and really,
Youth happy face.
yeah, asking me if he's comfortable being described as a street rat. But he really, he's been part of our family for years. And as are everyone here tonight. I will remember this moment. I have these moments of like, I'm going to remember this moment for the rest of my life. And this whole evening, I know, is being
You've been
recorded
logging it. Hey?
into the life of Rich Teru. I had this image in my head. Sometimes I just paint and my hands just go. And that's kind of a lovely experience for me. And sometimes, whatever. Sometimes this one wanted to get painted, but it didn't want it bad enough because it wasn't coming out. And so I painted it 3 times tonight. And then it's just a weird habit I have to break. I really love it under the black light. Can you turn it a bit? So, but I like this. I often don't like my work when I do it, but I like the way this worked out so well that I destroyed the 2 working up to it because I didn't want you to know how inferior my actual skills are. There's a quality in here that I really love. I don't know if you guys would see the difference, but to me, it's like I really love what happened by pure mistake with the brush. A lot of the details I did with the butt end of my brush instead of the bristles. And I don't know if you've had this experience where your hands are doing things and you're like, who's driving the bus? But this is definitely a who's driving the bus. And it came after like 2 hours of like trying to make my hands work and they wouldn't. And then I was like, I have to destroy all the evidence of the effort I put into doing this tonight. So I tore up the other 2 paintings.
What's your opening bid?
Oh, at least $5. If I don't get $5 for this, my self-esteem will be destroyed. Jess will buy it for $5. Don't do it.
I'll do 10.
Oh, 10. 15. Oh, 20. It's a thriving battle here.
25.
25 to Cam.
30.
30.
Anyone owns a club, that was
40.
I did write on the back, and I often don't.
right.
What does it say on the
Second
back?
last rumble, 603, December 11th, 2024.
Piece of history.
So it's currently at
40.
40 to Cam.
45.
45 to Dave.
Oh, 55.
These are the presents.
55.
Yeah.
It's a girl with roller skates.
It's so nice.
Maybe she scraped her chin. Maybe she hasn't. Maybe that's just the sunlight.
Yeah, 6250.
It depends on
6250.
6750.
I remember.
67.50.
Can I tell you? I remember the first time somebody got offended by a cent bid, and the night that it happened, it went up to $1,300. So it stalled. It stalled at 300. Somebody's like 350 cents. It's like, we're gonna take the 50 cents. Don't kid around. And then it was like 300, and then the bids started climbing again. And if we got sticky about somebody saying, look, I'm giving everything I have. If you want to put 50 cents more on, we'll take it. And we love that. And in fact, I remember, this is just, I'm going to tell a lot of stories tonight. When we opened, like I said, I was losing $200 a day, but I was gaining by $25 a day. And we went from like making $60 bids to $100 bids to $200 bids. And every week it was doubling. And then I made this banging painting. It was a girl with sunglasses smoking a cigarette. And I took the bike light off my bike to build a cherry for the end of the cigarette. And everybody's going crazy about how much they loved it. I was like, it's not that good, but it seemed like it was going to go. And it stalled out at $75. And I was just kind of like, I thought this was going to help me get through the rent this month. And I remember Coyote, who's passed. We've lost 50 people here in Coyote. We lost fairly recently. Bought it for $75. And he went in the back and he paid for it with his bank card. And then he came and asked me if I could store it for him until he found a place to live. It turned out Coyote had a tent set up behind the gallery and kind of the bushes. And we did have to ask him to, like, you can free live in this town, but we can't really have you here. So we had to ask him to move his tent, which was awkward. But he asked me if I would hold on to the painting until he had a stable place to live. And I'm like, Coyote, what are you talking about? You bought a $75 painting when you have no. He had $75.58 in the bank, and he took his last $75 and he bought that painting. And I said, let me give you your money back. And he was so offended. He's like, I am a human being and I want to buy your painting for $75 and you're just going to suck it up.
That's a big
Now,
thing.
when somebody has $1,000 and they buy your painting for $100, that's 10% of what they have, right? When somebody bids $75 on a painting when they have $75.53, it's everything in the world. And so, like, when the bids are low, we have to remember that people are giving, and they have, for one of the reasons why we're shutting the gallery down is that people have been giving so much to keep this place open for the last 12 years. We want to take a break from being a draw on the supporters, because people have sold their houses and donated 10, 15 paintings back to the gallery and said, here, take this for the gallery. It's like, you just downsized your house for us. Like, not entirely for us, but
yeah.
That's a longer story than it needed to be. What was the bid out with this?
It's currently at $67.50.
$67.50 going once, $67.50 going twice, $67, and I can't speak. $67.50 going 3 times. Sold.
Is that to Dave?
That's me. No, that's me.
To Cam?
Oh, I was.
Hold on.
You wanna bid
Okay.
I'll open it up if you want.
We can keep bidding if you want. $67.50 was that to Cam? That was to Cam. 67. See, and we should all. Yeah, sorry. 67.
It's got a nice sign.
Are we good?
I like this.
What's it? Is it sold?
Yeah.
$67.50 to Cam.
Yay.
Yay! Rich, are you okay to help me hold this one up? No, you're.
Do you know something I don't know?
No, I mean you were just drinking your tea, and then I was like, "Is it okay now? Is it a good time?"
It's okay.
I like that.
Whoa.
Okay, people at home are going to have to imagine, because we didn't set the camera up far enough to get the whole thing in.
Oh wait,
What?
why wasn't that dinging? Zach was actually Zach. It's not all good. He bid 75.
Oh.
I just missed. I'm
You can
really.
open it up again.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I didn't hear a ding.
I didn't either.
85.
Okay, Zach, you have the bid at 75, and Cam just bid 85. I'm so sorry, you guys. Thank you for your grace.
You could lose your job at this rate.
If anybody ever came in here expecting like an authentic,
The one time,
structured,
this bless her heart. This one lady came in. She's like, "Don't worry, I've been to an art auction before." I was like, "Oh no!"
and luckily with both Gorilla House and Rumble House, when anybody had any complaints, like, dude, we called it Gorilla House, right there on the wall.
Okay, we're all good. He said, "Oh no!"
Dear Zach,
I feel like Cam still has an
it's
85.
got a glass piece in the frame. Please don't bid again.
Also, I am working out Pure Leaders supposedly getting
Listen, I think we're probably
businesses,
all in favor of unions.
Yeah.
Right,
Oh,
I think-
100%. I am
yeah.
100% in favor of unions. So
Can we all just give a round of applause for the postal workers that are just trying to get by?
Yeah. That's not what I meant. I was also.
I mean, it's easy to get down like, oh, it's like, yeah, we're suffering, we're all suffering, but
honestly,
I
like I'm
believe in
waiting for the
unions
teachers to
and,
go on strike.
Right?
Sorry.
And if you're like
Okay.
waiting for something in your life is falling apart because of the mail being on disruption, I apologize. I don't mean to be insensitive, but I do believe in unions and not quite a communist, but I'm on the cusp. So I mean, I ran. You know, I get this all the time. Focus. That sounds like a challenge. It's funny though because there is a perception that teachers are all liberal leftist hippies. And I wonder who they expected was going to work for a middle class salary doing one of the hardest jobs in the world other than socialists. But I think we do a good job of not pushing our politics. And,
I think so.
but speaking of which, let's just another round of applause for the postal workers that deserve to live as much as us.
Okay. So this is by Rhiannon. So it's opening at $100. And yeah, just a very beautiful, like dynamic composition, like modernist. I love the grayscale. I love the simplicity of it, but then the profound.
And this is like a
messaging.
concept in fine art when we teach at school that the kids struggle to understand because most subjects you're not allowed to grade somebody for their effort. It's not effort marks aren't real. Like the work targets doesn't matter, but the loophole in the fine arts is that we do grade on concentration. That can mean you spent a lot of time on one thought. It can mean you did a really big piece. It can mean you put a lot of detail into it. But the amount of concentration that this painting has with these duplicated sheep, right? 10,000 sheep at 10,000 typewriters.
He's escaping.
Walked away.
He's escaping. Yeah.
The black sheep.
The escape goat.
Escape. Yeah. Bah. Oh, okay.
So people at home have to use their imaginations. Can't help you. What is the opening bid?
$100.
$100.
I'll do 100.
$100 to Scott. Woo!
I happen to know that Scott has no room on his wall. Scott has been a dramatic supporter of us. And is it okay if I tell that you do the thing? So many people suggested first suggestion was, why don't you have a door fee? What's it called?
Cover chart.
Cover charge. And I'm like, no, because there are people that don't have money that couldn't come in if there was a cover charge. So that was a hard no. But then the other request was, why don't you have a GoFundMe?
Patreon or GoFundMe.
Yeah, and it's like, well, the plan was always if we can't make our money off the art, we don't want to do this. It's meant to be a support that's a balance. Despite my protests, Scott sends us a monthly allowance. So I don't know if that makes you my daddy, but
Sugar daddy.
Yeah.
Well, just for that, I gotta go 150 on that.
Oh,
Thank you.
Oh,
Two little pieces.
wonderful.
You can do it whenever you want.
Thank you. Sorry.
did this go? Is this the roller skating girl?
Yes.
Okay, let's put the ones at school somewhere safe.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Would you like Shelly's piece and Christine tonight before you go?
Sure.
If it doesn't take it.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to write down. No. Sorry, guys. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Oh. Okay. Good. Okay, good. Okay, so Ayuko did this beautiful piece.
Oh, do we close? Sorry.
I don't know. Sorry. I got distracted now. Focus. So,
I'm 180.
oh, 180 on the. Oh, thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
So
Is it signed?
we're at 180 on. If it should be. If it's not, I'm going to find. Well, Rhiannon. We know Rhiannon. Like if it's
Is she not here?
She didn't come tonight. Rich, this isn't great over here. Can you put it?
Yeah, it's.
actually, I might even get her to sign it. If you don't want to take it right away tonight, we can get her to sign it by next week. Or also we could get you guys connected and she could sign it. Because she's local here too. So that's another thing. But Dave has
Is
the
sound back
painting
on?
at
Does somebody
one.
indicate from home if the sound is back on? The sound went off and the mic fell, but
Oh.
he's back on.
Dave has the painting at 180 currently.
I started as well because I found it was a little
Okay. Should we keep going once, going twice, going three times?
For what?
The big one. Keep doing it. Going once, going twice, going three times. Sold today for 180.
Yeah.
Yay!
I want to know where you're putting it.
Sorry, now I can give you that. Sorry.
She,
I was-
she hands
I
me things,
wasn't
but she won't let go.
I wasn't focused.
Special place.
So,
Big wall.
oh, sounds back. Okay, so this is by Anne Christine. Little, what's your opening bid?
$5.
$5.
$5 right here.
$5
This
to
guy.
Rich. Do I hear 10 for the little apple? It's by Anne Christine. $5 is the current bid. Going once. $10 to Cam.
My former friend.
$10 going once. 15, Francois.
You guys want to hear something
what?
great? Is last night at the school I teach at, we had a band concert, and I got all my art kids to come in and paint. And we traded all our paintings for cans for the food bank. I think we made about 600 cans for the food bank. And we actually had to stop people bidding at the concert. It was like, no, like we don't want you to have to go pick up your own food from the food bank now that you bought the cans, but people are bidding in the hundreds for cans. So they can find like $1 cans, they can buy it for $100. But if they end up buying $2 cans, it's $200. So what was amazing though is some of my kids, they weren't the outgoing kids that thought they'd be. Never are they the outgoing kids that you expected. The shy kids to go up and they paint in front of the whole school while the band concert's on. And as they were selling their pieces, I could lean in and go, you just bought 3 weeks of food for a family with your art. And they were just beaming.
I cried like 3 times last night. It's like really beautiful to watch you working with
Cam's
the
got
kids
this at
too.
$10.
Nope, Francois is 15.
$15 going once, $15 going twice, $15 going 3 times. Sold to Francois. Should I put this in your pile? This will fit in your pocket. You have a pile in the back, don't forget. Nifty key buy.
And Christine's beautiful little barbed wire fence. Opening bid
$5.
$5 to
$5.
$5 to Oscar.
Yeah. Or come in closer. I stepped on you. I'm sorry.
I can move up.
Kelly made a Batman hat for her cat.
There was a request that we. Oh, it's not on.
So this is
There's a request we use the mic.
currently at. Do you have to hold it then? Because I don't have enough hands.
Yes,
I love you.
I'm on your side.
I love that.
I forgot what we're at.
What is this?
This one's crazy on camera.
I did just
I held it up on the
Awesome.
camera and I
Thank
felt like it
you.
was outside in the warm
Oh,
summer air.
Sonia bid 30.
For which one? This one?
Yeah, Sonia bid 30.
Buy that. Pay you more so you can buy your other one. The same exact shirt. I can move up too.
This really is that moment, like when you.
Wait, Sonia, are you on a leg?
There's-
Sonia, what do you love? Sonia, all your texts are coming in at the same time and you're just bidding up. What's happening?
Sometimes people are betting from the wrong night because that's why we share the link. Is like
And
And
also,
some-
what piece are you bidding on?
it happens sometimes that people log on like a couple hours after we get like bids at like 6 a.m. Like, is that one still for sale? Like, you can contact the buyer.
Yeah, don't worry, Sonia. Which piece is which? That was weird. All of them came in at the same time. So if it was on one that we've already signed out, are we going to be? Can we be gracious and help? Because I've never seen that happen before. All the bids came in at the exact same
What are you
time.
asking?
Which one's at the top?
Can we be accommodating?
I'm asking her which one she was bidding on.
The apple or
Oh, you're
Modern
just-
technology.
You're just gonna call her? I
I
can't do that.
Right?
Dang, she can.
The one that's up right now, but we don't know in time what now means to you.
Because
'cause
all of the bids
we
came
are
up at
time
the same
traveling right
time.
now,
Yeah. We didn't know if we missed.
that was more aggressive than I meant it to sound, by the way.
We just want to help, and we're
Do
trying
you know
to
the
help.
secret to making the online part work? The framed piece of Jess. Oh, that's quite a
That was a
leg.
long leg.
That's fair. What was that at?
That was at 85.
What are you guys' feelings on that? Are you?
We can open it up.
Because
Who's
there
got
might
it?
be a
I got it.
Cam
You got
has
it?
it at
Okay.
85.
It's at 85.
So something must have happened with that because that was all of the bids came in all at the same time. Like she was bidding in the bidding, but then they all came in. So that maybe wasn't even her internet. Maybe that was.
Hey,
our
you know
phone.
what? Again, like it's mostly just we're here for fun.
We're just trying to, we're trying to do our best. Yeah. Can you see? Because did Gina bid on another one? Can you? Do you want to hold this up and
I want to hold it up so
you
much.
do that?
Now, Gina bids $75 on the fence in the field. Why don't you
Oh.
like? See, she
Sorry.
won't let go.
No,
Did you see
'cause
that?
That was
She
me.
gives me stuff and then she
I
holds
think
on
I
to it.
stop and I think while I'm doing.
It's not
something.
exactly gaslighting, but there's got to be a name for this. And half the time, she'll hand it to me, not let go, and as I'm walking away, grip it, and then it'll fly out of both of her hands, and it's so infuriating. Nobody likes to hear me complain about Jess, but seriously, it's not as easy as
Seriously?
it looks.
Okay, can you maybe?
What am I doing? Holding this up?
I don't know at this point what to do.
Mm-hmm. I love Zach. I don't want to mail this to Vancouver because it's glass. That's such an awful thing to say.
Oh, Sonia bid 90.
All right, 100.
100. Okay.
The Sonia note on the back, I wrote second last rumble, number 603, December 11th, 2024. And then Rich Stuff selling paintings.
35.
Yeah, and Gina bid 75 on the fence in the field.
Looking into the camera at this, it's just, I feel like I'm falling into summer.
Oh.
It says 8-inch by 10-inch, but Anne Christine, are you here? Can I see? I don't think this is 8 inches.
Oh, really? I think so. I have the ruler.
Did you measure it?
Oh, YouTube. She said she's watching on YouTube,
YouTube.
and she said it sold for $67.50. No, it's okay.
She said rats. That's a good expletive. I like that because it tells you exactly what you're thinking. That's not a bad word.
Like Rizzo? Rizzo the rat?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was at Fabricland. I know. It's dead air. I'm telling you a story about it.
No, please do. Like I'm gonna
Rizzo the
complain
rat?
that you're telling a story that's off task. Like,
Yeah, but you love the Muppets. And then I was like in the middle of Fabricland and they had this like random Christmas rat. I'm like, it's Rizzo! And I'm like, and the lady's just looking at me and I'm like, yeah, okay, I watch the Muppet Christmas Carol every year.
Yeah.
That is Rizzo the rat.
we go to Fabricland probably like not every month, but probably once every 2 months. And every time I go in there since I was 7 years old, I'm like, you know what you guys should do? Is once a year, push everything out to the edges, put the cutting tables together, and have a fashion show of all your clients' creations. And they just look at me like I'm nuts. They're like, we like it
I
quiet
have
in
one
here.
lady that I go
That
to
sounds
all
noisy.
the time. She's like, please come back and show me photos of what you made with this.
Where's your phone?
So I try to go back. I said, I finished the dress.
Did these all get
That
bids?
one, yeah.
This has a bid?
This one does.
What is the bid for this?
Now it's Wonderland, so I'm stoked.
Am I here to do your bidding? Do
Sandra has that one at 20.
you want to hold on to it?
I would love,
Okay.
and I'm gonna look through the light.
And Zach has this one at 15.
Zach has this one. Okay.
Sonia's asking, yeah, there's such a huge delay. Do I watch her on Facebook? Is that better? I'm not sure. Maybe.
Actually, I kind of like the challenge of having the timeline.
We just have to make sure we're bidding on the right pieces. That's all. I'll make sure I keep an eye on my
Here's a
phone.
sad painting of a guy sitting on his couch stressing about his rent. The opening bid is $1.
Yes. $1.
Who said that?
I only have $1.
Yeah. Oh, Andrew.
This is a
I owe
figure
you
drawing that may or
$12.50,
may
so
not
you
make
have
you
that
feel
much
a
bidding.
little bit
Okay.
uncomfortable. But
Were you around?
So good.
opening bid is this one's $10.
For the Baywatch look.
Yeah.
Baywatch.
Okay, Sunny moved over to Facebook. That's okay. Okay, these are by Patty, and Patty upcycles really beautiful materials, and she made 4 little Santas.
Why are they green?
I think so.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
she says $10 for the 4 Santas. Definitely
Santa
not
zombie
red
coming
caps.
through the window tonight. Santa zombie.
So they're all different, and they all have lovely different style beards.
Yeah.
They're all upcycled materials. $10 for the cute little Santas that can just adorn your home and greet you.
Scare off the Christmas ghosts.
Yeah.
We have a lot of stuff.
I
Let's
know.
move faster.
Yeah, I know.
What's the duck?
That's already been done.
Oh, who's got it?
No, opening
Still
50.
bids.
Opening bid 50?
Yeah.
You know what though? Whose is it?
Shelly.
Are we giving it back to her?
AC can take.
Oh, okay. Is that what's gonna happen?
Yes. Yeah.
Because what we could do is drop the opening bid down to 25 and not take a cut. Would that work for her?
I don't know.
Save you carrying
Yeah,
it?
I guess
Yeah.
so.
Opening bid $25. We will not take a cut of this. You can buy it for $25. A duck.
I'll
Is
do
it a-
25.
Who said that?
Me also.
There you go.
Okay. Okay. Can you read this? Sonia said, if it's possible, she'll go to
110.
110.
For the roller skating girl?
Yeah.
That makes me happy. I'm sad that people are like, ooh, but at the same time, it's like my self-esteem is going up, so that's really good for me. Is that okay? Who's got the bid at
125?
125? Cam.
Roller skating's coming back on roller too.
We roller skate in here. This is where I just broke her arm. And then we went to the hospital. And she's sitting there with a broken arm. And I kept saying to the nurses, like, do you guys need me to go away so you can ask her if I did this? And they're like, no, you seem fine. I'm like, no, I think you should be.
Checking
Diligent.
everybody.
about-
Like I was roller skating. I wasn't wearing my wrist guards.
I'm like, I was actually kind of offended. Like, why haven't you checked to see if I did this? This could be domestic abuse. And
Because you're just so
they're like,
sweet.
you don't seem like the type. I'm like, oh. I wasn't offended because I didn't look like I could harm her.
No.
But I do
You're
think that
funny.
people need to do their due diligence.
Totally.
And
This is
I
by
drove down there coaching myself. I do this sometimes. I cut her off just for the sheer fun of it. Just the one time, and everybody hated me so much. I made Jesse cry.
This is by Ayuko. What would you like your opening bid to be? 30? Beautiful. So a lot of light came up in the inspirations tonight. So stars, and there is a hurricane lamp, and this is very beautiful, Ayuko. I love the glitter. And opening is $30.
Who's this?
Brenda.
Brenda lives across the street. She's cute as heck. She kind of walks around with this oxygen tank, and she smokes right next to the oxygen tank. And she's really
a rebel.
sweet. But we're going to give her 100% of the sale because she's cleaning out her entire life. Can I show this too? So Brenda lives across the street, and it's actually one of the nicest things we get to do is just run out and jam cash in her hands. Would anybody like to buy this piece? What's the opening bid?
40.
Did somebody
It
bid?
has been 40, but if we're giving her the whole thing, we can drop it to 20.
Would anybody like to bid on this for $20?
We'll give her the whole.
It's a conversation piece.
Okay, these are by Trevor. So each of these are opening at $20. So pen and ink. That one's
Is Trevor here?
That one's an original. He was here, but I think they might have had to leave.
Okay.
And then this one is a print of an original. So yeah, he just has so many diverse styles and different characters. And these two are both the originals. So, and they're all opening at $20 each.
I'll do the lips for 20.
Lips for 20. There you go.
$20 going once. $20 going twice. $20 going 3 times. We'll give it a 10-minute lag. I think when we see Trevor, we'll give him 100% of that because I think Trevor needs the
Yeah. Well, that's
Trevor needs a little boost. Okay, and what's the opening bid for this?
Cam. So, I'm so sorry, Cam. Did you say 125? I
Yeah.
think I'll just text back to Sonia. I keep her in the loop that way.
Did this one get picked up? Does this have a final?
75 to Gina.
$75 going once, $75 going twice. Have I already done this?
We might
$75
be
going
in
3
the loop.
times.
It's beautiful.
So
This is by Sue. Big round of applause for Sue.
Sue.
Sue here.
Is that you?
Yay. Sue's in the back. Yay.
Oh, Sue, there you are.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Did you want to come and talk about it?
It's my Christmas rock.
It's a magic Christmas rock.
I got this funny little rock that I drew a face on it, and he just had the wildest little face, kind of a gap between his teeth. He was on my pet rock for a while, and one day I just randomly spinned him in front of my camera. I thought, "It's Christmas," and then so this is this infinite loop in our family, like it's Christmas. So basically, anything that's spinning, we say it's Christmas. What's the opening bid for this?
It's kind of swirly. Looks cool.
What was the opening bid?
What would you like to start it at, Sue?
10.
$10.
I'll bid $10.
It is very beautiful.
My pet rock will have a friend.
2 Christmas rocks.
You should handle it. Is that can they touch?
Yeah.
Yeah, handle it. I think
It's
if your
got,
fingers
uh,
touch the
It's
yeah,
got a coating on it.
kind of magic.
Tactile.
Ashleigh brought in these beautiful pendants. So they're all slightly different. What are they opening at?
The 2 in the bag are only $5 because they're imperfect, and the other ones are $20. And also, I forgot to mention they're completely non-toxic and made with no heavy metals. Also.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes.
So, you just said numbers and then it went out my ear. Did you say 20 for these ones?
Yeah.
And 5 for the ones in the bag?
Yeah.
Thank you.
How
So
about I hold this up?
$20 opening bid.
Keychains or necklaces.
Beautiful. They're very beautiful. There's like some that looks like the moons and some that looks like snowflake.
Or product cameras off. I gotta press some buttons. I'm not gonna do that right now. I'm just gonna move my face out.
I'm selling them so I can buy foods with digestive enzymes.
Oh, that's important. So 20 for these pendants.
You know what's cute?
Yeah.
Not only is Sonia on a half an hour lag, but her Sonia, your notifications are on off, so we can't.
Yeah, you have to look at them with flashlights though on your phone, or else you can't really see the sparkles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Here, and yeah.
Kelly was asking to see Brenda's glass.
Oh, thank you.
Maybe.
So there's big sparkles, there's little sparkles, there's snowflakes.
Congratulations to Cam.
Okay.
That was a stressful one.
That was good. And thank you for your guys' patience. Oh, thank you.
Oh my god, I'm
There's-
pointing this in your face. I'm
There's
so
more,
sorry.
but I thought there's some different ones there, and then this one's sold. Okay.
This is my booby prize roller skating one because like I said, I had this idea that wasn't coming out. Sometimes you can feel it coming out.
Yeah.
Can we do the black light on this?
Oh, sure. That one's a good electrical building.
Opening bid $5.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
$5 for that one? Okay. Oh, look, this one was black light too.
If you guys have a light on your phone, it is better.
This looks like. Is this you?
Yeah.
Is this the beautiful?
Self-portrait.
talented, brilliant, kind
Beautiful.
Jessica Teru made a tree embroidery. They make beautiful patches. They look nice in a frame. You could wear it on your hat. They would make beautiful gifts. She did her entire TED talk on these and held them out, and people are like, "What's she got in her hands?" It's like she had
My notes.
icons were embroidered onto the. You should text your mom to know that you're selling this.
$25.
$25. Are you gonna put it on your coat?
That's above the opening.
Oh, that's above.
And I think you guys should see this up close. I'm gonna pass it around. They're also nice to touch.
30 to Anne Christine. 35 to Sonia.
40.
40 to Cam. Thank you.
They glow in the light.
Oh, that's so nice. They glow in the black light too. Did Cam say 40?
You know what? We have to sort of black lights on the desk.
Sonia said 45.
I know. I feel like I glowed way too much.
Yeah, Rick. Yeah.
Should Rich use with this one in too?
Did you do this?
Yeah.
Serpentine. Oh my darling. Oh my darling. Oh my darling serpentine. Just made this. Even more exciting than the snake is the chaos on the back of the snake, which in her family is the naughtiest thing you can do. Naughty.
I like the snake right now because it's about change and like the changing over of skin and a new life. And this is like, I like that.
Yeah.
So that one too, opening at like $5.
Does your mom know you're bidding?
I will bid 5.
$5 going once.
I guess I didn't finish off the tree. I'm not doing a
What's
good
the
job
tree
of
at, 40?
focusing. 45 to Sonia. Oh, the 5 were in the ones in the bags.
Oh, so those were. I
am so sorry.
I didn't know.
No, it's okay.
I just heard all the numbers.
No, that's my fault.
How much are those?
This one's 5, and those ones are 20. Sonia bid 45 for the tree. Is there another? Was there a bid after that?
The tree as in the one you embroidered.
Yeah.
That's going up.
Yeah.
Big spray paint.
45 to Sonia. And then the tree. The crazy thing was this was based on a goddess. And then when we flipped open the goddess book, it actually landed on this goddess in the book. And I lost my mind. So that was pretty fun. That's what I thought.
A lot of those.
Yeah, that always happens. It's like magic. So yeah, so is this one at 5 to Oscar?
No, I did the snake. For 5.
Oh, sorry. 45. I'm losing it completely. This is at 45 to Sonia, and the snake is at 5
This is
to
my
Oscar.
dollar, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Put my rides here. I love you guys. Bye.
Take care. Love you.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. Oh. Okay. All right. Good. All right. There's lots here.
Thank you.
Oh, Snake is back here. So Snake is currently at 5 to Oscar.
We should pass this one around so you can see it as well. Do you guys have enough light? Do you want us to put more lights on?
Good.
It's okay? No.
Here. So. In the back. So, do you want to talk about your project?
Well, I basically used my summer vacation to learn how to design and create a business and publish on Amazon. So I designed that, I learned how to make it, and then I published it. So I've learned also that you have to spend money to make money. So yeah,
We spend money to lose money, right?
I feel you now. I feel you because as nice as it is that they do all the back end for me, they only give me about $3 out of a $10 sale. So, anyway, I bought a bunch myself because it's better that way, and I put some gifts in the back. There's a little pencil, a little I think bookmark, a little treat, little goodies. It's great for Christmas gifts, birthday gifts. Oh, it's a journal, by the way.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, what is the, yeah.
It's a notebook, but it has 6 different kinds of paper in one book. So you have dotted, like bullet journal dotted. You've got lined. You've got graphing paper in there. You've got blank paper. You've got a checklist paper. So there's a whole bunch of stuff in there.
And we can also find you at Lifestyle Legs
Yeah.
Edumedia.
Yeah. It was supposed to be a lifestyle channel on Instagram, and it turned into a bookstore. So
It's okay.
what can I say?
It always
change.
things evolve. Yeah.
Things
totally.
evolve, and that's what happens. So
I always make this bet with all my students that they'll become teachers. I bet them $100.
yeah.
I go, I bet you 100. I go, you're gonna be a teacher when you grow up. They go, I would never. I'm like, no, you'll be a teacher. I go, I bet you $100. And they're like, really? And so they bet me $100. I'm like, you know what a sucker's bet is? A sucker's bet is a bet that I can't lose, but I can win, right? So like, if they ever become teachers, they owe me $100. There'll be no point until they're gone that they could come up to me and say, see how to become a teacher, because there's always time for them to become a teacher.
Yeah.
So by the time that they prove to me they can't be teachers, I don't have to pay them because they're gone. So that's a sucker's bet.
Yeah. Oh, it's available in white as well. So I
Awesome.
have that notebook in black or white. It's called Muggy Memos.
Now,
The idea
knowing
was
that
I
you
would be
invested in
sipping-
paying on this, I would like to offer this up that if you'd like to buy this piece for $10, we're just going to get them to pay you straight up, and we won't take a cut because I know that you put money into this. And I also want to really stress the Lifestyle Legs Edumedia.
You can also search it up on Amazon, Muggy Memos.
And then we can do this on the Outlet Route as well. You can sell your stuff with. Sure, you
Yeah, I
found
thought people, drink their coffee or tea, so a mug, and then
Yeah. Oh, Carla.
whatever.
$10.
Yeah.
$10 to Carla. Yay!
Can you pay her direct?
Thank you. Give them.
Okay. Yeah. We're always trying to give them. This is by Andrew.
I like that.
So we don't sit up.
Okay.
We have Ian, who can't get in anymore because he's immobile. But Ian was initially the reason why we had a blacklight set up. In fact, Ian donated this blacklight, so we'd always have one ready for him because he was doing almost exclusively blacklight work. Now, in my world, the gimmick of blacklight was a bit of a faux pas. And I have to admit, I 1000% bought into Ian using his blacklight, and I've integrated it into my work. And really, for the auctions, it's amazing because you make a painting, it's okay. The bidding dies down. You flick the black lights on, the bidding goes back up. I use 3 levels now. I like to use my day painting. It always has to work. This works on its own, right? It always has to work on its own. There's an added bonus when the black light comes on. And then even nicer is when you get the glow clean sense is that when they just night glow, you turn the black light off and it's all charged up and the night glow shows. And so I really love the way that this works with the black light. I love that it's become kind of a weird thing that we do. I love that the intensity of this lion's face. I love a lot of things about this work. And what is your opening bid?
$0 going once.
I think the opening bid should be 50, but he's going to go for 0.
Oh my
It's
gosh.
so beautiful.
Andrew Zabo, proud supporter of the Rumble House and the Gorilla House for 12 years. You were a young man when we met you too. Did you
50
say
today? Oh,
$50 going once? $50 going twice? $50 going 3 times? And we'll put a 10-minute lag on it.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Now I don't have to go to the Lion King.
Oh.
Dave, do you want to tell us who you are, or are you feeling shy? Or I know Cam brought you in to meet us. Is that do you want to come up and talk a bit about who you are? Or?
I can do it from here.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about yourself, because Cam's been really pleased that he met you, and he's been talking to us quite a bit, and he told us a ton of neat things about you. But
that's very cool. Okay, I'll
come on up.
you set it up, and I'll hold this as my company. Everyone.
If you back up a bit here, the people online can see you too.
Everyone. Whoa! It's like we're in the we're floating in the romper domper stomper room right now.
So, this is the trick. So you got to look into this lens, and you got to pretend it's the most important person in the world.
No, these people in here in real life are the important people. It's really nice to see humans. I'm an artist. I'm a composer, and I spend all day writing music. And I started very early this morning, and I shut it down, and I came down here, and I've met all of you, and I've bought some art, and I've been very happy to see that there's such art happening in Calgary. You know, I live in a few different places, and one of them is New York, and one of those contrasts is the beautiful community of Calgary. And I think that we have so much to offer the entire world from this beautiful place that we get to live. And it's really nice that our art speaks to everyone around the world. Doesn't matter what the art form is, it's going to modify in the future. And it's beautiful that we can have visual art and musical art and life art all happen at the same time. So,
very cool.
It's a nice little
I think Dave's a little bit shy. He's actually an award-winning composer. He's won a Grammy for the 2010 Olympics. So he's very, very talented.
And it's funny, it comes full circle because I used to be in Young Canadians with a performing arts group, and I was.
Shut up! You were in Young
I
Canadians?
was singing his choral arrangements.
My daughter was in Young
for,
Canadians.
like, 10 years. So yeah, now he's got a piece of my
Did you know my daughter? Andrew, did you know Robin through Young Canadians?
What was that?
Robin, my daughter, she was a Young Canadian.
Oh, maybe.
But around
There was a lot of Robins.
She was just a couple of years before we opened Gorilla. How long ago were you a Young Canadian? I'm all like, he writes for Michael Bublé. I'm like, you were a Young Canadian? I have a weird thought. Actually, this is kind of totally off track. But my high school is taking art students, band students, and science students to New York next year. And we're just currently planning out things we could do that are cool in New York that are musical. So if that's the time of year that you're in New York, it'd be wicked awesome if some of my kids could come meet you there too.
Yeah, I have to shout out to my fiance, Analia, because she is in the greatest show that has ever happened. It's an immersive theater show in New York called Sleep No More.
Oh my God.
And, you know it?
Yeah, I studied it in theater in my theater degree. It's like Macbeth. It's the Scottish play, but you go into the building and you experience it happen around you. Each person has their own individual experience of the show. It is truly one of the most incredible pieces of theater ever made. Wow.
I agree. And very sadly, it's closing in January.
No.
So
I shouldn't smile so much, but it's like all the great things are closing in January.
Yeah, they really are.
Waiting for the rising phoenix. Like the way my face cracked into an authentic smile when you said they're closing in January, I will never be able to apologize for that. And it's on film, but it really warmed my heart because it really is. I think our world is shifting from the most amazing things that ever existed to make the room for the next level up of the next.
That's a good way to think.
The next step of the next most important thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And people will write about this moment. They'll be like, "Can you believe that Andrew Szabo and these guys were all in the same room?"
Rich and, everybody, Sebastian.
Everyone was here to
Rich,
do
how
it.
much is that goblet again? The purple one?
$20 and all the money's going to
$20.
Brenda.
All the every penny this goes for it goes
I'll pay 20 for that one.
$20. I'm gonna give it to you now.
Hang on, let me give you the money first. There you
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Should I sign that?
Tomorrow, Godspeed. Yeah, it's crazy. Full circle. Actually.
There's actually I quite honestly believe, and this is a strange thing that happened. We discovered through the flood. The Gorilla House was 25 feet away from the edge of the apocalypse when the floods came. And this gallery was 25 feet away from the edge of the apocalypse when the floods came. The apartment when we lived down the block, everything was like locked down horror movie, blockaded and evacuated across the street from us. In our apartment, we're just sitting around watching Netflix. Like this space, that space, the other space, all these spaces that we connect at are all attached, I don't know, by fault lines or by magic or by what. And the funniest thing is we decided in between, Cam and I tried to open up a Rumble House on McLeod Trail. And we just hit the wall, and it was just the worst beating I ever took in my life. So we jumped in a plane and went to LA. And on Venice Beach, I decided what I wanted to do was go to Venice Beach, set up and just trade paintings for good deeds for a month. And we flew there. We took a cab there, but I wanted to go to Dogtown because it's just something I read about as a kid. Now imagine this. The same distance between the river and the Gorilla House, which ended up being that cutoff line for where we got evacuated, is the same distance between the river and the Rumble House. Is the same distance between my apartment and the river, and it's about 500 meters. So what happened is we went out 9th Avenue, we drove 500 meters, turned right onto McLeod Trail, and that highway went 2,500 kilometers to LA. And when we got to LA, I'm like, where do we turn to get to the beach? She's like, no, I think we just go straight. I'm like, yeah, but when we get to LA, where do we turn to go to the beach? She's like, no, I think we just go straight. 500 meters from where we started, our destination was on Venice Beach, 500 meters from where we were setting up. And there are some magical, mystical lines, and there's a barbershop taking over here. I know that there's other spaces. My theory is it's got to do with being at the lowest point you can be in a city. So we always want to buy these houses on the hills that look down on the city. We want tree houses where we're safe from the jaguars. But I think being down at the water level, our bodies and our souls, just like in Moby Dick, we're all drawn to the sea. And I think there are these magic crossover points where we surf. We surf these rivers and we surf the oceans and we find our way to each other. And I think that there are some pretty magic things that happen along the way.
It's true. This is by Alvin.
Alvin is the sweetest badass we know.
Is he the one that used to like help you guys talk on the mic?
No, he sits on that side of the room. He's perfectly quiet. He's perfectly polite. Outside of the space, they're absolutely feral. There's been 20 different gangs of like tough street graffiti kids. There's been 20 different gangs of the sweetest graffiti kids. Nobody wants to be known as sweet, but this space also has functioned for the last 12 years, kind of like Highlander, where they don't fight in church. Yeah. People that used to jump on each other and hit each other in the back of the heads when they catch each other spray painting on the walls would come in here, bond, eat pizza together, and halfway through the night, like, dude, they've been like chasing each other for years. So they're real life personas. There's an entirely hidden subculture of guys that spend their time getting chased by the CP rail dogs that come in here and sell their work with us. And it's
I have a question.
I've been pretending like I didn't know for 12 years. Sorry, what? Yeah.
Is there a word in there, or is it
Yes.
just my imagination?
Yep. So actually, there's quite a few words. Yeah. So
Probably broken.
There's quite a few words in this one, and there's another one there too that he did. So we can show you. I can bring it closer to you, Sue. There's there's lots of teddy bears. So we got never and most and next in here, I think, but there might be more. This is opening 30. And you'll see lots and lots of imagery as you look more and more at his stuff. And there's also a little book of stuff in there.
Oh, camera went out.
Oh, sorry.
I'll do 30.
30? Beautiful. Thank you.
There's still 6 people with us.
So this one, and there's a little book that he made in the back. So Oscar, 30 to Oscar,
I go 35.
35 to Cam.
What's the book?
Let's see. I think it's a little zine he made. Oh my gosh. Yeah, it's like a little zine of photocopies of his different stuff. So if you do you want to see it?
Sure.
Or, yeah. So it's currently at 35. And there's also a blue motif with another booklet in the back. Oh, also opening at 30. So we can put
I'll do 30.
30 on this one?
Yeah.
Okay, 30, this one on to Oscar. Thank you. Okay. Okay. And Tanner. This is by Tanner. Oh, Tanner, are you still here? Did you gave me a bid and I totally lost it out of my head for this one. 40. Thank you. $40.
Did you hear us call you guys cute? I might be in trouble.
$40 opening bid. Beautiful piece. There's text and texture and beautiful multimedia piece on canvas. Opening 40. There's also, if you're looking for a cool design for a tattoo, this is a $10 for this drawing. $10 for this imagery as well. By Tanner. And then there's one more that was here from last week that I want to show you. A little bit more Egyptian style. So this one's by Tanner, $40. And this is $20 opening bid. So there we go.
And if you want to bid $20 on this piece, we'll give 100% of it to Tanner.
I'll bid $20.
Ready? Thanks, Sam.
You had $20, Rich?
$20 shirt.
$20. $20 for Rich.
It's a lot cheaper than that, guys. $20 going once, $20 going twice, $20 going 3 times. Sold.
Woo! And then this one.
This is ours. We own
No,
this.
Cam
This is in
just
the
bid
back.
on it. It's 30.
Oh,
no,
oh, yeah,
no.
okay.
That one's $35 to Cam.
$35 going once, $35 going twice, $35 sold. Yeah?
Yeah.
But didn't we own this?
No, he just made that and brought that in. today.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Can I get you to hold on to that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, the scene.
Did I just kick a piece of artwork?
no, it's okay. There
This
you
one is ours.
go. Yes.
Whoa.
But if you'd like it, we don't have room for all the stuff we bought. Not trying to push it on.
What's the bid?
Oh.
Go well with your sets.
Somebody give me an offer.
20.
Who said that? Yeah, here you go. $20 going once, $20 going twice. $20 sold. Oh, this one you could have
Oh, this is
for a song. I was just, it's not Steve Earle, but I was listening to Steve Earle and I just felt like drawing a wildfell fella with a guitar, and so
It's you impersonating Steve.
is it me? You know, a lot of we tend to draw from our own faces. Opening bid, a song. Just gotta sing a little something. Doesn't have to be good. Where's my young Canadian? Did he leave?
Yeah.
Somebody sing.
I will. I'll sing a song. I'll sing it.
Sing it loud. You're gonna
Life
sing it strong.
is just a bowl of cherries.
There you go.
Don't take it serious.
I wasn't sure if that was like probably. I wasn't sure if that was a situation that nobody wanted this drawing or nobody wanted to sing, but it was a risk on both of our parts.
So this one's also by Rich. I really love this one.
What is it?
Yeah, that's
The Girl on the Train.
Yeah, that's a book.
What's your opening bid for this one, Rich?
$1.
$1. It's
$5.
$5 to Dave.
Thank you.
Maybe I need to sign that one too.
Yep, totally.
Always sign your
Well,
You know
okay,
better, Rich. You know much better.
but again, when I say I sold 2,700 paintings, that was an estimate I made about 6 months ago. And so I will certainly surpass 3,000 paintings that I've sold to keep this place open. And you do get sick of signing your name. So we're actually looking forward to going through the books, because we never just stopped and asked like how many paintings did Rich sell. But I think it'll crack 3,000.
So Jess,
Yeah.
the two with the guitar.
Yep.
I want to work a deal with that and the fascist guitar.
Oh, this
Okay.
machine kills fascists.
Oh, you mean we want me to write that on the guitar?
No,
Or
but-
our fascist guitar?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No, we don't have a fascist guitar. Our guitar,
Yeah.
our guitar kills fascists too. Poor guitar. She would never be a fascist.
So this is a relic. This has been featured in probably 300 Rumble House movies, because we used to make movies. And it's the original Gorilla House. Gorilla House wore off and the live art stayed. It's original, and it says "Play Me," and so it hangs in your home. And it says "Play You," and "Play Me," and guests will come and play it. And actually, it's really funny. I've used the same scam a number of times. We just let it sit around, and Gorilla House is pretty wild. And end of the night, Elijah, who is kind of a thug, comes by and is like, "Dude, somebody stole your guitar. I'm going to kill them." I was like, "Oh, no, it'll be fine." Next day, I wrote back something along the lines of, "Hey, this is awkward, but I'm editing the film right now, and I know who has my guitar." And because we used to make videos every night, and so I actually had video of the person who had the guitar, and they just brought it back. I'm like, "Oh, I forgot to give this back." So this guitar has left this space
And come back.
around 5 times, and it always made it. This is like a haunted guitar. It always makes its way home, but I don't play guitar. And Francois, who's here, I don't know if I pointed at you because you're just a silhouette. Are you Francois? Yeah, just wave at me. Yeah, that Francois and I taught at a severe behavioral school, and he used to have a rock club, and he would just teach the kids to play drop D, and they'd have these amazing mystical experiences. And just to blow off steam, I would sit at the drum kit and bang on the drums. I didn't know how to play the drums, but if you want a new skill, if you do it 21 days in a row, you start to develop some skill. So I was just barely learning how to play guitar. Out of the blue, Francois phones me up. I was like, "Dude," he gets really excited. He's like, "You got to come buy this drum set." And it was a CB drum set on sale for $300. And I was like, "I live in an apartment. I live in the same apartment now." He's like, "You don't understand. You have to buy this drum set." I was like, "I don't have $300 and I live in an apartment." He's like, "I'm buying it." So he buys the drum set, drops it off at my house, or maybe you picked me up so we could get it together. So Francois and I worked together in a rock club and teaching the kids, and he buys me this drum set. Now there's a couple stories here. I did start my own rock club at the next school and the next school after that. It's actually why I'm deaf in this ear. I broke my ear at the rock club, and Francois would come and help me set up the lights. And we just basically let the lunchroom kids play punk rock music. We called it punk because it wasn't very good, but we'd let them play punk rock music throughout the year. And they do this thing where you're like, hey, can you just I got this hearing thing. Can you turn it down a bit? They're like, oh yeah. And they turn it kind of down. And then they're just, and so Francois would come out to our once a year rock show. I ended up buying over the years. I think I used to rebuild drum sets for kids. 10 drum sets. We have an acoustic bass, an acoustic guitar. I just gave away the electric bass. We've been giving away these instruments. This is the kind of the last of the Rumble instruments, but this one's really got some mystical energy to it. And oh, can I tell one more quick story?
Please.
Do we have a choice?
Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Okay. So I still live in the Continental Towers, and I lived in the Continental Towers 4 times in my life. Every time I hit rock bottom, I'd move this kind of a dive apartment, but I really loved it. Now the thing is, Francois bought me this drum set, and I couldn't play in the apartment because it was too loud. But when I would sit over it and just like air drum over top of the skins and not really, and just barely make contact. But every now, how many people know the story? Every now and then, I just let her rip and bang on the drums for 10 to 15 minutes. Now, I would get out in the hallways looking for me ahead of everybody else. So I would just bang the shit out of my drums, run into the hallway, slam the door. I'm like, I heard him again. Did you hear him? And I led the chase. Everybody on my floor, the floor below me and the floor above me was like, we're going to get this guy. But they're like, but let's get him before Rich does, because that guy's going to kill him when he finds out. So I led the chase looking for me. And it worked so effectively until one day one of my neighbors down the hall locked herself out. She needed to use the phone. I totally forgot about the drum set. She comes in, and it was like, it was the greatest slow motion.
It's you.
Oh my god.
And then I moved out.
That's a great story. That's a good story.
So I'd like
Okay,
to
so
400
what?
for these?
What did
Together?
What did you say?
Who wants to do 400?
400 going once,
For the
400
guitar
going
and the
twice,
painting.
$400 going 3 times sold.
Been eyeing this for a long time.
Thank you, Scott.
Did this one get a bid?
Yes.
What is it?
$5.
$5?
$5 going once, $5
Girl
go,
train, $5 a day.
$5 going 3 times sold.
Woo!
Did you sign it?
I just did. Here's a saucy bit. A lady and a naked lion man.
I love when you said Beauty and the Beast, and that's so abstract too. Though I really love it. It's like constellations because they're both floating, and I really love that.
Opening bid $5.
$5.
Who said it?
Oscar.
$5 going once, $5 going twice, $5 going 3 times sold.
Actually, can we time out this one too? Oscar has this one at Oscar has this one at $5.
$5 once, $5 twice, $5 3 times, $5 sold.
Okay, yeah, these ones here.
Ooh,
20. That's an oil painting on canvas
is it ever?
by Sri. So
It's not just an oil painting.
how much?
It's also a
20.
holiday, isn't it? Right? You can't go anywhere this weekend. You just go sit by your painting.
So this is by Sri. It's
Um,
opening at $20.
Here's the thing that really changed my life.
$5 to Carla.
We had a treadmill in our apartment, which is just as loud as the drum set, actually. And I used to put the paintings that we purchased in front of my treadmill, and I would just run in front of the paintings. And there's this constant narrative of artists talk about. First of all, I sold a painting he wanted to match my couch. This is a unreasonable complaint. It should match a couch. Couches are expensive, but also this idea that we all rush through art galleries, and if you put a painting in front of your treadmill, you can really
Sonia bid 25 on this.
$25 going once, $25 going twice, $25 tentatively sold to Sonia. You have a 10-minute lag. Do you want to hold it?
Okay, $30.
$30. Maybe I'm not the worst businessman on the line. Sometimes Rich just sits down and paints Bob Dylan over and over again. Painting of Bob Dylan and Edie Sedgwick. By memory, though.
Sonia bid 35 on the oil painting.
Heated Bidding War.
I really love this. I love the look on her face. She's really beautiful. Sebastian's here.
Hi.
So this was painted from life when Sebastian was visiting the what?
The Uffizi Gallery in Florence.
What's your opening bid for this one?
That one's $25.
What's the original artist?
Sebastian. Oh, the original artist.
Oh, the original artist is Titian.
Oh, I thought, okay, I just recognized that. So
Here's another weird loop, because I'm going to take my kids to New York. It'd be neat if my kids could meet you in New York. Sebastian was one of my students, and I always tell my students when they travel to take a sketchbook. And the reason I say this, and I said this is in the, we were in an article with UFC just the other day, and the reason I always say this is you don't necessarily need to take photographs at the museum because they will always be disappointments. I mean, if you're a professional photographer and you get the space to yourself and you can light it right, you can get a professional. But basically the photographs you take at the zoo or on holidays or in the art galleries are always kind of inferior, you know, like you have this memory, this experience. The reason we insist kids take sketchbooks where they go is the act of sitting down and drawing has nothing to do with owning an image in the future. It has everything to do with when you sit down, the light in that room enters your brain through your eyes, and it passes down through your heart. It actually goes through your heart before it goes out your arm.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
See? And when you're drawing it, you've consumed that moment in a way that it's passed through both your eyes and your mind, your throat, and your heart, and out your arm and onto the page. And so I'm pretty pleased to see a former student, Sebastian, who was a kid when I met him, but now knows more than all of us, is taking a sketchbook to the museum as a good. It's a win for me.
I was recently in New York in the Metropolitan Museum of Art, and I went there the first time. I thought 4 hours would be enough time. I knew. No. Who am I kidding? I knew 4 hours wouldn't be enough when I went through it, but I tried to get through the American wing, and then I barely scratched the surface of European painting. And while I was in the American wing, there was this oil painter just doing a study inside the museum itself. And I had never seen somebody, with the whole oil and canvas and the whole setup like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, I'm only in New York for a week. How can I, improve as an artist as much as I can? And he said, well, you could try taking class at the Art Students League of New York. But really, what any of these guys would tell you is probably just go here and study the paintings here. And so the Thursday of that week, I went back and I went in at 10 a.m. in the morning, and I stayed there until 6 p.m. And I have the last sketch that I did that I'm quite proud of here, if you guys would like to see it.
That's what we're here for.
I just have no room in my walls.
Oh, but there's always room under the couch, you know? And what you want to do is rotate it.
Oh, that's nice too.
So this is a Greek statue that I saw.
Wow, lovely.
And there was this young man from Mexico visiting New York at the same time. And when I was doing my first sketch that day, he, when you're sketching the great works, people like, you get a sense for when somebody's actually trying to see what you're doing, but they're too shy to say anything. And so he kept like circling around the statue that I was sketching. And then I just told him, hey, this is what I'm working on. Do you want to check it out? And he was quite pleased with that. And I started telling him about the statue. In this case, it was, I have it here, Perseus Holding the Head of Medusa by Antonio Canova. And
Do you want to bring it up, Splash?
yeah. It was Perseus Holding the Head of Medusa by Antonio Canova. And so I was telling him why I found Canova's statue important enough to take the time to sketch in front of it. I was talking about how he's taking notes on classical sculpture because he was a 18th century sculptor, a Baroque sculptor.
We're all broke.
And then you know, after he was like, "Oh my goodness, thank you so much for illuminating this," I was like, "Yeah, wonderful. I hope you have a wonderful day." Then he caught me again in the Impressionists section of the museum, and he was asking me like, "Okay, so where am I?" And so I told him, "Well, you're in the area of Impressionists and Post-Impressionists." So I was able to describe to him in the room itself what made the Post-Impressionists so special, why George Seurat with pointillism, what made him different from Vincent van Gogh, and why Vincent van Gogh was not quite Claude Monet. What were the important developments that they were making in painting? And I was sharing it was beautiful for me to just be in the same room as all of these great works of art and to be able to share that with him. And this was approximately 3 hours after our first meeting. And he's like, "Oh, wonderful." We say our goodbyes. And then 2 hours after that is when I was in front of the first sketch that I told you about while I was sitting over there. And he found me again. And we had a wonderful little talk. I was telling him why I was sketching that sculpture in particular. And his name is Juan, and he was a very nice gentleman. I hope he had a great rest of his trip to New York.
Yeah, personal facade. So like me, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
nice.
heck with you.
Thank you for that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
The sketch is still $25.
Thank you. And then the next one, this is by Juana, and beautiful study of fur. She says she doesn't have a pet, but she's dog sitting for a friend. And it's $50 opening. It's acrylic on board, and just the texture of it is so gorgeous. In different lights, it looks so lovely. So that's by Juana. This is by Patty. I was reading the back of this one. Remember, kids, sometimes avoiding fate often sends you tit first into it. By Patty. Opening is $20. Multimedia, so she made the little upcycled Santas. And so she does a lot of upcycling, and she does a lot of collage work, and she does just everything. Creature creation and poetry and lessons. It's like metallic and collage work in this one. The opening is $20 for this one. Also, there's a really cute little collection, $5 for all the Christmas cards Patty made. And it's so funny that Rich was saying it's Christmas because she made a little narwhal, and it's Christmas. And it's a cute little narwhal. That's one of the cards. And then there's a stack of little cards in here. And the whole stack's for $5 for Christmas cards by Patty. If anyone would like to bid, it is $5 for a whole stack of very cute things. He lost his hat when he dove down. I don't have as many stories as Rich. This is by Dimitri and Amanda. So Dimitri had a photo show here not long ago, and Amanda comes like every Wednesday too. And the opening is $30, and we're gonna split the price or the whatever it goes for between Dimitri and Amanda. So Amanda did the koi. Amanda did the koi fish collage pieces, and Dimitri is the photographer. Oh, Zach got the whole stack of cards for $10. Nice. Thanks, Zach. Yay! Thank you, guys. Thank you, Zach.
Has he been here, Jessica?
Zach?
Yeah.
Oh, yes. Yeah. So he was
He's in Vancouver, right?
Yeah, he's in Vancouver. So he was
He came
here
for my
actually.
birthday.
He came for his birthday. They had a joint show. He had a big show actually. He brought everything from Vancouver, and it's like in a little station wagon. And
Is that when I first picked up Dr. John's work?
And he.
Has it been that long?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we got to return Dr. John's work.
Did
We have to rent a van to do that.
Zach have a show here before he moved to Vancouver?
He had
or
a
was
show
already
right.
moved?
So we had this kind of curse here that people would come in. Many of them would. Did you tell me earlier tonight that you don't really make art?
Yeah.
Okay. So people would come in kind of like, oh, just hanging out, and then we find art was their life, and then they'd start making art with us, and they'd build up that confidence that, oh, I just sold my first. Have you sold pieces before? Sell their first piece. There's always a point where you get like, oh, maybe I should quit my job, become a professional artist. And then they would start thinking about having a show. I'm like, why don't you put a show up here? So they would put up a show here. It would go quite well. And then we never see them again. And it was a weird kind of pattern that we basically had this kind of graduation process where our closest friends and family would escalate to the point where we'd put up a show. And I started telling them, it's funny, we've been doing this back then I said, we've been doing this for 3 years. No one has ever come back after their show. And we treat everybody well. They didn't leave angry, but there is a graduation point. And actually it's in Art and Fear. It talks about how there are these natural stopping points when you break through and you have your show in the gallery and you leave and you're like, oh, I'm still me. And so there's a depression that happens after a show. But there's also that and many of them would step off and go and do other bigger things, it's great being a launching pad for that. But is Zach there talking
He's
about
saying
it?
sorry for moving.
Because Zach was so polite and he was just part of our family and he was like, hey, can I have a show? I'm like, absolutely. And I said, but Zach, I love you so much. And we've never had somebody not ditch after the show. And if you ditch after the show, I don't think I'll cope. And he's like, well, I moved to Vancouver. So he had a show. He had a show right before he left. He came back for a show and
Keeps buzzing in the microphone. So.
we don't make money here, but we have a kind of wealth that is infinite. And there is a certain kind of wealth when I've needed. Yeah, thank you. Don't make me cry on camera. When we need computers, a guy came in and he was on his way back to Ecuador. No, Douglas, Peru.
Peru.
Yeah, with Paddington. He was teaching classes in Peru, and he's like, I'm on my way out of town. I just need to get my hands on a laptop before I go. I'm like, we'll give you a laptop. He's like, abundance. So I gave him my son's. We wiped it off and gave my son's a laptop, knowing that we could replace it. And then I just put a call out, like, can we get a laptop? And 5 laptops showed up. That started with Dario. Dario got his laptop ripped off at Gorilla House. I was like, dude, take care of your stuff. But then I just put a call out. I'm like, this young guy got his laptop ripped off, and somebody brought in a better laptop. And so I currently, by the way, have 5 Apple Macintosh laptops. If anybody needs a laptop, they're not new. They need to be plugged in for the most part. Like, that's kind of what happens. The battery goes, and then Theo actually repurposes them. But at any given time, if you need a bicycle or a laptop or dinner, we would just give it to you. And it's not always out of our pockets. Usually people will back us up. And it's a little bit like a 1990s stage dive. You're way up there. You have no reason to think that people are going to get between you and the ground and catch you, but you just jump off the roof and your faith gets caught every time. We have this certain kind of wealth where we don't have money, but we also don't need it. And then we can probably find it if we need it. But and we're even taking a step deeper into that, going non-monetary in the next stage. Want to put these up?
Yeah.
Are we putting them on the black light or in front of
Ashley,
the? Yeah.
And I think, does she have to go to? So they're opening at their.
I need one more hand coming out of my forehead.
How much were these opening for, Ashley?
So the 2 originals are 20, and then the other prints are 75% off.
Which are what? Are these?
So
That's original.
This is original, and that one, so the metallic, and then these ones are just.
What is the price though?
Oh, it's 20 for the 2 originals and $5 for the 2.
Okay. What I'd like to propose is 40 for all 4, and 100% of the sales go to our artists. Does that sound reasonable to everybody?
That doesn't.
If I could get a bid for $40 on these, we will give 100% of that sale to you.
Thank you.
And if it doesn't go this week, we'll get it in earlier next week, okay?
Cool beans.
What about this sussy little nobody wants to hang this because I need to put a skirt on. A tutu.
A tutu. Do as I do. This is by Sri, the same artist who did the oil painting. So she brought in charcoal pieces, the oil painting, and this piece. And
This is something that really appeals to me. The
there.
Do as I do.
Social melee.
What is the opening bid?
This one was 20 opening.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do is I'm going to either bid 20 or buy or we'll put it back in next week, but I'm going to start it at 20 because I quite like this.
Yeah, I really like it.
And it's paper so we can keep it.
Yeah.
Also, up at the front we used to have flat storage.
Sorry.
Is that okay? I hit your face.
No, you didn't.
Forehead?
It's
Okay.
the top of the
Flat storage. It's big enough for the big sheets of paper. The standard 36 by 24. And they were stacked from the ground to the floor, and they're giant flat storage shelves. And I have two left. Did I dismantle one? I did, didn't I? Or gave it away? I gave it away. I have 3 left, and I'm keeping one. So if anybody wants a row of flat storage shelves, you got wheels on the bottom. You can take them apart and modify them any way you want. But in the next week or so, if you don't need them, we're gonna have to take them to the dump or something. So let me know if you need some flat storage. You could have, between 6 and 10 shelves that fit in the house. It is a little cumbersome, but it's sure, if you have a lot of papers and art pieces, it's a sure great way to store them.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get all these into the
earlier next week.
earlier
So these
next
are by Brooklyn. They're $5 opening each. They're lithograph prints.
Can I take all 3 for 30?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
That's very kind of you. I love all of them. They're so great.
Touch them.
Yes. They're very great.
Preston Stone. Feel them. They're nice.
Brooklyn.
Not nice.
30. Scott.
That'd be a great.
Could I pick up the cookies?
Oh yeah, for sure.
The
Yes,
blue
of
one.
course.
Looks like it.
Yeah. Did you get everything else?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
What was this one?
30.
30.
And I'll total up and then I can, because you also sold, so then I'll take.
Oh, don't worry about that. No, that's okay.
That's all. I'm so sorry. There. Okay.
Sweet. Thank you.
Thank you. Are we?
This is a funny one. A couple of weeks ago, I had a wrestling meet, and they know I can't work Wednesdays, but it turned out I had to work Wednesdays. So I painted this at lunchtime, just in case. I've never missed a Rumble. Jess has missed 3.
I was trying to be non-committal. I had a boyfriend.
I met Jessica at my at a different school, and actually she used to irritate me because she's so beautiful and she's so wonderful. She's so sweet, and I was going through a divorce, and I just didn't want her anywhere near me. But I was planning to open the Gorilla House, and I knew that I needed a certain spread of archetypes. I knew I needed a wild man. I needed a crone. I needed all the pieces from Campbell's Hero's Journey. And what I was missing was a damsel. And so Jess showed up at school, and I didn't want to like her, but she's pretty irresistible. And we became friends. Maybe over the span of about 2 weeks, we kind of like avoided each. Well, no, that's not true. She wanted to be in the art room because she was an art teacher and she got placed at the school. I wanted to be left alone because art teacher's like, this is my room. I'm not sharing my room with you. So I was kind of snotty to her, and that's probably why she liked me. She probably thought I was more interesting than I am. How did I get from there to here? I don't know.
How much is that?
Yeah. It's free. It just needs a home. So what happened was okay. So anyways, she distracted me. Actually, normally I distract myself. $10 is yours. Yeah. Where are you?
Yay. And then you can just keep the cash from the book.
That's so funny.
But
So please pay them.
there's 2 stories that are happening here. One is I asked Jess if she would come to the Gorilla House because I knew I needed. Was it okay to say that I saw that you were attractive and people would? We just needed that. We needed that role filled in the 8 archetypes.
It's like the Backstreet Boys. Like there's always like the archetypes that make
Yeah.
things work.
Your
And like,
sporty spice.
it was
pretty
I don't
spice.
think I was sporty spice.
Anyways, I was like, begrudgingly, I was like, oh, like I'm gonna open this art gallery and we're gonna do this weird thing where we have this event, and can you come every Wednesday for the rest of your life? And Jess was like, well, I can come some Wednesdays, and I was like, but you're really gonna miss out if you don't come. And then so she had this kind of crazy. Can we say it's crazy online?
I don't even know what.
She needed an intervention. And so we kind of rescued Jesse from this bad relationship. Maybe it just wasn't.
Oh yeah,
good
that was
balance.
crazy. That
Okay,
was
yeah.
crazy.
So in case he's watching, he's a wonderful person. But
He's watched for 12 years.
yeah, and he's got a bottle of acid to throw in my face. So and in fairness, Jess and I were best friends for 2 years with no intention of dating before we started dating. But I was quite fond of her after I got over the initial like gore of her beauty. But I remember saying to her like, yeah, we're going to do this thing every Wednesday for the rest of our lives. And I was just like, well, you're going to come, right? And she's like, well, I can come to a few. I'm like, no, you're coming for the rest of your life. And it actually hinged on her joining and a couple other people joining for us to make the Gorilla House work. And that's how that story happened. And then this story was, I've never missed a rumble in 603 rumbles. I stuck a drill in my hand one time, and I remember watching it spin inside my thumb going, oh, that's not good. And I was like, but I've never missed a rumble, so I just duct taped it shut thinking I'll replace the thumb with rubber or something. And I've had about 6 migraines. They were more early on than me for me. And there was one migraine. It started at the beginning of the night, and I was like, I got a rumble. I've never missed a rumble. So I came in here. I don't know if you guys do this, but I had a disassociative event where I just took myself outside of my body, and I kind of hung out here while my body continued to paint for the rest of the evening. And when I went back into my body, I almost had like a seizure. It was so bad. And then I stopped having migraines, but Jess has had several migraines. So we had to get through migraine rumbles. We had a flood in the gallery for a week. It stopped hailing out the back. It started 10 minutes before the rumble. I was like, we're going to have to cancel the rumble. People have been painting for 20 minutes inside. They just came in and started painting. There was a hurricane on the block. We actually went out and flew a kite so that people would know that it was safe to come back.
We're like, look, we're fine.
Our first art show we hung 3 months into opening. We lost a 7-year-old through the gallery. We've lost 50 people. We had a meeting that night, and we said we either Harold came in and he said Ryan died, and everybody went to pieces. And I was like, who's Ryan? Like, the only Ryan I know is 7-year-olds don't die. Who's Ryan? And they're like, Ryan died. I'm like, I don't know who you're talking about. The only person I know named Ryan is protected by that shield the universe would put around 7-year-olds. And then we realized that Ryan had passed. And so we were having the shittiest day. We didn't want to hang the show. We all wanted an excuse to quit. We all wanted to go home before we found out about Ryan. And we just sat down as a group. We said, here's the deal. Like, we got a show. We got to hang it. There's no time to be tough. There's no time to be babies. If we don't hang tonight, we probably won't hang half the nights.
Every time
If we can hang tonight, we'll get through everything. We'll get through anything. And so we sat down as a family. We decided that we were going to get through anything. And so we hung that night. That was the hardest night we ever had. And but there was lots of hard nights, and we've never missed. And so I painted that painting right there on the off chance I was late from the wrestling tournament, because sometimes the kids get to the tournament, they don't have a ride home, and you can't drive them home, and you can't leave them there. So I painted that on the off chance that I wouldn't have anything to paint that night. And there was another night where a young man came in. Was an older, rougher guy, came in, and he had this kind of deal where he had a check that he couldn't cash. He wanted somebody in the gallery to just give him the cash and exchange it for the check. And we're like, oh, I've played that game before. I'm not going to do that. And it was a completely legitimate check, but something always goes wrong. This young guy with maybe some bad judgment skills took the cash, deposited the check bounced. The guy didn't get his cash because he didn't have the money to get him. And then he was going to kill this kid who was trying to help him, because he didn't get his money and he lost his check. And I'm like, this never works. This never works. And so around 7:30, around 8:30, halfway through my painting, I took this guy out and I sat outside and I talked to him for a good 2 hours while we're waiting for the dope team to take him away. And finally he left and everything was cooled down. And that ends up being my job as the the bouncer, and I came back in. I was like, oh my God, I almost missed a rumble. And Jess is like, and I was like, what? She's like, the last person just left. I'm like, I've never missed a rumble. I've never missed a rumble. How could you close down the auction? I've never missed a rumble. And then this group of partiers came by. I was like, can you guys come inside for a second? They're like, what? It doesn't matter. Opening bid 65 cents. And they bid up to like, I don't know. It went up for like a decent amount, in the hundreds. And they were just betting amongst their friends. But we've never missed a rumble. And that piece there, who got it?
Lauren.
Right. That's a piece that almost, it was my backup. And then I forgot about it and I didn't even bring it to the auction. So tell me the story about these.
So these are by Alan, and we can put them earlier in the
I
auction
know
too.
they're small, and
But
we're
it's
people that see big things,
Silver
and they're beautiful.
Other way. See, so there's 2 earrings, acorn silver earrings.
What
and
do you
then
mean other way?
Like this way, so it hangs nice.
Okay, I thought you might have just show the back.
No.
That's how tired I am.
So the opening is $55 for this set, and it's silver. This thing's on the top, so I can read it.
It's really nice. I think we should exhibit these on the Isle of Rue in slow time.
Leather cord, wood, beads, and silver.
Is she here tonight?
I don't. No.
I think we should take photos of these and put them up for next week, and the photos should go up now. I'm sorry, you can come up and look at it if you think you might want them. Come look at these jewelry pieces. But otherwise, I just think we shouldn't rush these because we've left them till the end. Is there anything here we want to show?
These are also by Allie. There's a fox print and
A fox print.
and a climber print. So these are by. But we can,
I think we're kind of running.
I think we're good. We're running out of. Yeah, we did pretty good actually. We got through a lot of stuff. So
this is a funny thing. This has been kicking around for months. You wouldn't know it because it wasn't meant to be a. What? Nothing.
Okay.
It was meant to be a quick sketch of Robin Williams.
Yeah.
I think, but it says 2014. I must have just forgot what decade it was. Do you think?
Possible.
Yeah. Okay.
11.
Yeah,
Did this one get a bid? Did anybody want a Bob Dylan? Bob Dylan and Edie Sedgwick?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind keeping that one.
Yeah, that one's nice.
This is my booby prize. This was me trying to find the what was trying to scoot out of me for the pic. Does anybody want a roller skating girl? No.
I think she's pretty cute.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Like the tattoo.
But
Yeah, but who said it?
I did.
Where are you?
I'm hiding.
Here, can I give it to you?
No, you can save it for next week.
Find a use for it. I don't.
I want to.
Okay, are we good?
Okay, thank you, Rich.
You're welcome. Everything crazy. Everything actually has to go. We can't. We can't keep any of this stuff.
Yeah.
We paid for 2 years after Gorilla House closed because we had 150 paintings that weren't picked up. They were mostly paintings by high school kids that were kind of in the wild, kind of gory, like gothic kind of style, and people often bought them to be supportive to the young people, but they didn't pick them up because they didn't buy them because they wanted them. They wanted to support the kids, but we ended up with exactly 156 gory paintings that didn't get picked up, and it was a surprise that Gorilla was closing, so it was a different situation. We didn't give everybody a year's notice, so we rented a storage space and paid for these pieces for the longest time. And then Jess, Felix, Rich, and Oliver lived in a one-room apartment, probably the size of this side of the room, on the weekends for 5 years. And then, so it was 5 years in that we paid for those storage. And then we decided to get a 2-room apartment, which was a huge deal for us. You know, the kids had their own. Oliver and Felix slept in the living room. And part of the deal was, I think we can afford this second apartment if we get rid of the storage space. So we got rid of the storage space. It's like, oh, we threw in a bunch of stuff. There's like, we got to get rid of these 150 paintings. What are we going to do? And this is why I believe in these magic connecting lines is that week, there was a TV show called Black Summer. Dark Summer, Black Summer. And the set designers called us up. They're like, okay, we're shooting in Queenie. The only thing is we need some artwork that looks like it was done by teenagers. And it's a zombie show. So if you have some kind of gory gothic pieces, we need 150 pieces. And I'm like, on one condition, that you don't give them back. You can have these pieces.
Wow, thank you. I think we're all good. Make sure.
Sometimes Jesse will sing to us at the end of the night. Do you guys want to hear Jesse sing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Does Jesse want to sing? Ooh. Do you know what I want you to sing? Do you have something in mind?
Well, I was gonna do something I could do well because I've just been tired.
I think you can do this.
Speaking of magic lines, I heard the Rainbow Connection a couple days after
Yeah.
you sang it.
Oh, that's so
I
nice.
never heard it before.
That is nice. And then and then you end up hearing it
Yeah.
multiple times.
Can you do this? Okay.
This is it's not gonna sound good because I don't play guitar.
There ain't a lot that you can do in this town. Drive down to the lake and then you turn back around. You go to school and you learn to read and write, so you can walk into the county bank and sign away your life. Now I work at the filling station on the interstate, pumping gasoline and counting out-of-state plates. They ask me how far in Memphis, son, and where's the nearest beer. They don't even know that there's a town around here. Someday I'm finally gonna let go, 'cause I know there's a better way. I wonder what's over that rainbow. I'm gonna get out of here someday.
It does not sound good.
Thank you.
I'll make sure everyone gets their artwork. Thank you everyone watching.
Thank you for hosting.
Thank you for coming out.
We love all of this.
Absolutely.
Number 2 done.
Oh no.